Greenhouse Buyer's Guide. Chapter 3. Gardeners view greenhouses as a dream or a necessity, the latter by those who already have them, the former by those who wish they did. A greenhouse serves many functions and grants many advantages. It's a place to give seedlings a jump start ahead of the growing season, a place to raise plants, including everything from tomatoes to lemons that won't find the growing season they require outdoors. It's a place to overwinter potted plants and extend the vegetable harvest well past the first, second, and third frost. A greenhouse can add immensely to your enjoyment of gardening and its rewards. Specialized kits make owning a greenhouse easy. But what's the right setup for you? It's important to consider what you intend to do in your greenhouse and then make sure you have the room and feature those intentions required. If you're just planning to start some seedlings from transplant, or to harden off some starts before they're transplanted into the garden, you might consider a cold frame. But if your intent is to utilize your greenhouse for any of the other uses above or a combination of multiple uses, a greenhouse is your best and most efficient option. The best way to keep plants protected from freezing temps: wall-o-water season extenders. They're sold in packs of 3, enable gardeners to start tomatoes, peppers, squash, and other plants 6 to 8 weeks earlier without fear of freezing. Protects down to 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Once you've decided what you'll be doing in your greenhouse, consider how much space you'll need. Make sure you'll have the room inside the house for all you intend to do. Draw a to-scale floor plan of your greenhouse space using graph paper and find a place for potting benches, growing shelves, and places for large permanent residents, whether in pots or directly in the ground. Then add on a few more square feet. Outgrowing a greenhouse only after a season or two is a common story among gardeners. Starting with a little more room than you think you'll need allows for your ambition to grow. More room, most often, pays for itself. And the next consideration or concern: which materials are best for your greenhouse frame and glazing. It's important to consider weight and durability of the materials for each and which are the best suited for your climate conditions and needs. Do you want something lightweight that you can move to place in your garden where you want to extend the growing season, spring or fall? Do you need a glazing capable of withstanding the possibility of hailstorms or resistant to deterioration from sunlight? Should the glazing be designed to insulate and conserve the cold season heat generated by the sun? Will your frame be required to support winter snow loads without bending or collapsing? Here are some tips to guide you in choosing both frames and glazing. Frame materials include wood, which is often the choice of do-it-yourselfers because of its availability and the ease with which it can be worked. Wood is also strong enough to support whatever glazing you might choose. Over time, wood, unlike steel, aluminum, or plastic, can be susceptible to rot, but with yearly attention and good drainage, wood can last a lifetime. Wood frames are heavy, providing good anchorage. Once assembled, a wood frame also allows for hooks and other attachments for shelves and hanging baskets. Many gardeners think wood is the most aesthetically pleasing of greenhouse frame materials. Aluminum frames are durable, rust-proof, and relatively lightweight. The pieces are often grooved or channeled to allow for easy placement of the glazing. They are an especially good choice for a first greenhouse. Considerations: aluminum frames conduct heat. They'll be hotter in the summer and give up warmth more quickly in the winter. Because of their light weight, some aluminum frame greenhouses are attached to steel frames at ground level. Now, plastic framing is good, inexpensive, and lightweight choice that's best for small greenhouses. It's often covered in types of plastic that diffuse light effectively inside. Plastic frames do not conduct as much heat as metal frames. Because of their light weight, they're often anchored on the steel frame. Inside, tray supports and hanging racks are often steel reinforced to increase the weight they can support. Steel is the heaviest of greenhouse frame materials and is most frequently used for large, permanent commercial structures. Because of its weight and difficulty to work with, including setting glazing, steel frames can be difficult to maintain. Glazing. Glass has an aesthetic as well as historical appeal as a greenhouse glazing. Tempered glass has taken a big bite out of the breakage problem, but glass is still heavy and expensive to replace.